Welcome back, Deadites and Ghost Beaters, and if you're new to the channel, I am Old Head Gaming, and today we're going to talk about a character who's kind of near and dear to my heart and has always had a soft spot that I just can't overlook, and that is Lord Arthur. And if you're unfamiliar with the kind of ups and downs Lord Arthur has been through, let's kind of break it down for you, give you a little quick history lesson. Now, Arthur, when in the Beta 1 and Beta 2, was absolutely AOD level broken. Absolutely phenomenal, could cut through anything, was great. And coming out of my initial list, he was sitting number 2 only to Army of Darkness, Ashe. Ahead of Henry, ahead of Kelly, ahead of all the healers. Like, he was really, really good. And then, like, he got nerfed, and then he got broken, and then, like, on January 17th, there was the update that killed Wrath, and, like, there was a lot that's going on with Arthur, and he's slowly been kind of relegated back to irrelevancy, and for a while, you just didn't see him at all. Like, he was just non-existent. And then on November 14th, we got the Prestige System update. And Arthur might actually be back. We're going to take a look at all of Arthur. I've been playing him. I haven't prestiged him yet. I just kind of been, like, not like willing to prestige anyone at the moment. It's kind of weird, I know. I'm just like, I don't know what to do. But Arthur has been a lot of fun. He's actually been the character I've been playing as Survivor the most lately, and I'm going to show you why. We hop over to my Xbox account. Here's good old Lord Arthur. You can see him here doing, well, I cut off his head because the camera's there, but that's all right. And they kind of, let's start with like what they did. So basically, they didn't do anything to perk 1 or to perk 4, which was Wrath and, of course, Fuel the Fire, which then continues Wrath every time you do a takedown finisher while Wrath is active. But what they did is they reworked his middle perks. And this was the start of making him much better. So, like, first, his level 10 perk became Weapon Master Melee Attacks. You and all your teammates within the R's radius deal increased damage with melee attacks, and you start the match with a sword. So he never lost his Sword Master component. He just broke it off into its own form and then became Weapon Master Sword. And this is just like any normal Weapon Master, which was, you know, faster speed, more balance bar damage, etc., etc. So that was a great first step for Arthur, was reworking his perks. And then his aura increases everything for all melee attacks in general. So when he's playing with warriors, when he's playing with other leaders, it actually makes him very good. When he's playing with Blacksmith, like Blacksmith right now is the perfect healer for Arthur. And so he became a much more synergy-based, damage-dealing character again. And then, of course, you have, you know, the perks that come with the Prestige system. And so, as you can see, I'm kind of like working my way through. I haven't really, I kind of bounce around too much, so I haven't completed anything yet. I'm probably just going to have to buy headshots because I just don't use a gun very often on Arthur, but that's okay. So, as you can see, the first thing you get is Weapon Master Melee +1. Great addition. And then at level 5, you're going to get Lord's Wrath +1. And that is going to increase the length of Lord's Wrath, the damage of Lord's Wrath, the amount of fear burned off from Lord's Wrath. Like, it's a really good boost at level 5. And they've made him a character now that is actually very viable. Is he going to be your go-to? Probably not. Is he near in the top 5 again? Probably not, but he's right on the precipice. He's like kind of pushing his way back up the list, because in the last time I did a tier list, and I should probably do a new one now that Prestige is out, he was like near the very bottom, and that was with Mia and David at it. I think he was like, at that point we had 14 characters, and I think he was like 9. Like, he was way down the list. He had fallen. He might have been lower than that. And it's gotten to the point where you kind of see that these make him more viable, and as you add more points, you can add things to his skills, such as maybe increasing his health a little, maybe increasing his amulet choices, maybe increasing fast forward, maybe getting tougher than hell and, you know, going into this ring. There's a lot of different ways you can go. I have always done the Wrath build. The video has been on my channel forever, and I'm all about melee damage for him. So for me, it's always been the way to go. Now, Master of Influence, you can always take a couple of points away from that, since it doesn't really do a whole lot, and put it other places if you want to. And that's always an option. I haven't changed this build in a really, really long time. So that's always an option for him. But you've got yourself at a point now where Arthur is actually viable again. And like I said, he's not top tier anymore. You're not going to choose to play him over other characters like Henry or AOD or Mia, like all the other warriors. Even Lash right now is better, but he's now at a point where you can actually have a conversation of, am I going to use Arthur and I feel good about it? Like, not like, oh man, I haven't played Arthur in a really long time. Maybe I should blow the dust off the character and actually play him. And he's now a lot of fun to play. He feels much better with the dual Weapon Master and Weapon Master melee. And that feels like such a better change. It feels like the sword damage is actually pretty solid. And if you can't find anything epic or higher, feel free to change off the sword. Like, it's not that big a deal. But if you can get a blue early or maybe even a purple early, you can really do some heavy damage and roll with Arthur as a really good combo. Now, he still is a smidgen group dependent, so like depending on who you're running with, you might want to switch off to a different character. But that's the beautiful thing about this game. You have 15 to choose from, so you don't always have to run Arthur. Do I think Arthur's back? Yeah, I think he's back. Do I think he's the character he was coming out of beta? I don't think he'll ever be that again. And I love Arthur as a character. I love playing Arthur. I like his play style. He just will never be what he was as beta Arthur, where he came out of the beta as just a straight up boss. And his window of opportunity kind of ran to being the big dog, or one of the big dogs, until June 1st. So he had that 2-week window, and the only reason he had that was because Xbox got their update like a week and a half late. Like, there was this weird limbo where Xbox and the rest of the community were on completely different platforms. It was so bizarre. But Arthur kind of ran that time where he was really, really strong, really, really powerful, and did a lot of balance bar damage. There was endless takedowns, and he's not there. I don't think he'll ever be that again, but he is definitely a viable character and a lot of fun to play. So do I think Arthur's back? Yeah, this is the best he's felt since, he dropped on May 13th. So I would definitely take another chance in Arthur. He might not be for you, but I think he's worth giving a look at now. So tell me what you think. Do you think Arthur's back? Do you think he's just better? Or do you think he's still a pile of dog shit? Because, for a while he was. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Later, mates.